Well, so what? Nobody's keeping count how many times you lose the ball. Then you know what you need to work on. Keep your eyes up. I'm watching you guys. I'm sitting here. All I'm doing, I'm not watching your ball handle. I'm watching your eyes, not where your focus is. If your focus is on the ground, then you're not focused. Point blank period. Ready? Go. Does everybody understand what I'm saying by train your eyes, look up? All right, we got one more series. All right. Next thing we're going to do, we're just going to drag. Make sure we got enough space. I was going to see, so when we drag, some of you guys are dragging and you're bringing the ball forward. All right, when I drag, I'm going to bring the ball backwards. Everybody say we're going to do it in place though. I want the ball to go backwards. So for the ball to go backwards, you got to lift up your back foot. Does everybody see me lifting up my back foot? Take a step forward, back foot. Take a step forward, back foot. Take a step forward, back foot. All right, I want the ball to go backwards. That side. Okay. Good. Center here. Say that for another time.
Players, guys, we're going to need you guys for some on-court demonstration. So,
please sit over there on the bench over there. Ano, Benjamin, je tu někde? Pojďte tady chlapci. Ano, Benjamina, neviděl jsi? Ano, Benjaminku, co je to?
He walked back. He probably walked back to the room. Like after. Did you go back to the room, Cam? I don't know. I didn't go upstairs.
Guys,
I went upstairs behind. I didn't see what Kai. Bro. I think that's what.
don't worry. They'll pay for it. No, we don't.
One guy came now.
Okay, fine, so we can start. Dámo a pánové, dobrý den, vítejte na Basket Pointu. Dnešní začátek bude trošku netradiční, protože tenhle ten pán, který stojí vedle mě, si myslím, že ho možná někteří z vás znají jménem líp než já. A mám zapotřebí říct něco, co bych Cory nikdy sám nevyslovil. Cory, který prošel prvodivizním basketbalem v Americe na univerzitě v západní Karolíně. Byl členem All-Star týmu v té době, si myslím, že ještě Matoniem byl, možná později Kooperativa. Je člověk, který od Buga dostal možnost nastoupit do reprezentačního týmu České republiky. Se rozhodl, že z Česka odejde. A to je takový, řekl bych, příklad toho, jak si vážíme lidí, kteří se rozhodli strávit a změnit svůj život do té míry, že změní svou rodnou zemi už v podstatě po třetí, když se přesouval z Jamajky, což je jeho skutečně domov, později do Kanady a pak do Ameriky, nakonec do Česka. Tak narodil se mi tady děti, one or just or Narodil se tady jeden z jeho synů. Jeho prvním trenérem byl Robin Fonil, který ještě trenérem na Checkpointu. Odešel odsud proto, že lidé, a teď to jmenovat, co by to asi myslím, jako je pan Vrátný nebo Kudela, v podstatě tyhle hráče masakrovali. Nevypláceli jim odměny, mzdy, vyhazovali je z bytu, něco podobného se stalo v Pardubici, akorát přesto si nikdy nestěžoval. Pořád se usmívá, keeping smiling, whatever is happening. But I want to be. Takže važme si lidí, jako je Kory, važme si veškerých návštěv, važme si toho, že existují možnosti získávat zkušenosti takových lidí, jako byla včerejší přednáška, nevím, kdo z vás tady včera byl, nebo to, co se bude dít dneska. Kory to asi bude provozovat svým jamajským stylem, takový volný styl, jamajským stylem. A v tom jsou právě ty rozdíly. Včera Marek nějakým způsobem, Jasunor Kovada nějakým způsobem a dneska se představí Kory. Každopádně ještě Kory je v dnešní době respektive prezidentem klubu Basketball USA v rámci AAU klubové scény amerického basketbalu ve městě Greensboro v Severní Karolíně. Je zároveň učitelem na Southeast Guilford poblíž Greensboro, taky, kde v této době žije se svými dětmi, Aniston, Andreas a Aiden. Andreas možná bude členem našeho týmu v příští sezóně, aby proběhla ta správný druh výměny.
All right, guys, so does everyone speak English? Okay, so you will not need to translate. Okay, gotcha. All right, guys, thanks to Zdenek for having me. I'm excited about speaking a little bit about USA and how we operate versus maybe different from Japan guys and Czech guys. My understanding is I'll speak a little bit about our pipeline, our youth development system. So I think one of the main things for us in the USA for the schools, so we begin in middle school. So elementary school, kids are playing club basketball, they're playing rec league, we call it, recreational, so not so serious until 6th grade, where then they can play on a school team, right? So in Czech Republic, your school teams are maybe made up from different schools. Each individual schools have their school teams. And there's a lot of rules, a lot of regulations in terms of middle school and high school basketball for youth development. So some of the things that are different from, let's say, middle school or high school basketball versus club basketball. In middle school and high school, you're limited on the number of hours you can practice per day. So you're limited to 2 hours max per day in USA. You have compliance, so academic. You have to be in good academic standing, and you have to be a 2.0 GPA or higher, which, if you know anything about GPA in the USA, to have a 2.0 it's really bad. I mean, you're not trying in school to have a 2.0 GPA. But that is the minimum requirement in order for you to participate in scholastic activities in school. Usually there is also dead periods, so you cannot play basketball all year in middle school or high school. There are breaks. So for example, from July to end of August, there's no basketball allowed for middle school or high school. So this is where then they transition to club basketball or AAU basketball, which goes around or try to get around this limitation. In March, there's a window where there's another dead period. So after each competition finishes. For example, we play 24 games per season in high school, and this is what you're allotted by the state. If you should make playoffs in high school, then you have these bonus games, which will be max in total. You'll have 30 games. So these are the games that are allotted for you to make it to the championship and play in the championship game. However, if we lose, for example, if Southeast Guilford loses in the first game of the playoffs, then they are no longer allowed to practice, to assemble as a team until the competition is over. So then we go into a dead period. So we have to stay on the sidelines, and then when the competition is over, then everyone goes into a dead period for 16 days before we can resume. Because of academics, the last 10 school days, which is allotted for exams, we're not allowed to do anything with basketball in high school.
So you have to stay away from the weight room as well?
You have to stay away from anything that involves heat. So weight room, running, conditioning, which for us is a disadvantage in public schools, because in private schools, they can continue and we can't. And this is where most high school coaches bridge the gap by having AAU programs. When you have AAU programs, there are no restrictions. It's up to you what you do. So, and this is the reason why we can play 3 games in one day on a Saturday, or we can play 3 games on a Saturday and 2 games on a Sunday, because there's no rules governing what we do with AAU club. However, it's universally respected that during high school season, there is no AAU basketball. During the summer, which is unique for us, the month of June for high school, the state of North Carolina allows us to play unlimited amount of games. We can play as many as we can fit in June, we can play. So we have a lot of team camps where Wake Forest or University of North Carolina, they have team camps, which is for them a way for them to generate revenue and also pay their coaches. And so a lot of high school teams will take teams to different team camps. Different high schools will generate or form teams and leagues in order to play each other during high school. So during June is a time when most high schools will take the time to experiment with new systems, see what players they will have for fall or for the high school season, and they get a chance to play with different sets and develop their players throughout in terms of skill development. So that's what makes it unique. So the month of June, we can play unlimited games, as many as we can rest. It's also a dead period. So that's basically the setup for high school in USA. And then our pipeline for it's high school, middle school, AAU and high school work together to get to college, because college coaches will communicate with your AAU coach and communicate with your high school coach. And so that's usually our development system, our pipeline system. High school, AAU together, and hopefully you get to college, and then we guys have aspirations to make the NBA, but not, it's not very many that make it, right? So I hope that brings some clarity to how it works in the USA for high school and AAU. Any questions for me?
What is the reaction of the players when there's a dead period?
So what we do to circumvent, to go around, then we can do this, our AAU. So you know, it's sanctioned by the state. So if we should have practice during this dead period, then as a school, as a body, we would be fine. Oh yeah, they're not happy.
There is a change, you know, but
Yeah, they're not happy. They're not happy. They would love to play and continue to play and be in the weight room, being in the gym. They're pulling at the doors to get in, but we can't. Yeah.
and does it affect their decision on whether to change, whether it's not a leader?
So it's two parts. So a lot of players now are going to private schools because yes, it's an advantage, not as many restrictions. However, you can't just leave and go to another school because it's tied to academics as well. You know, so you have to understand that and you have to adjust accordingly. Does that answer the question? Any questions on that?
Are all these guys from North Carolina, or is like a other state team as well?
So all these guys are from North Carolina, but they're from different high schools because it's clubs. So and we have one from South Carolina, which is right, you know, at the border, and then we have one from Toronto, Canada. Yeah.
And how do you select these guys?
So for us, it's just a matter of, well, I've known most of these kids since they were like 4th or 5th grade. But yes, I was intentional about selecting, I would say, everyone except maybe one. Yeah, one was recommended to me, but everyone else I selected. From different high schools, from knowing them playing, and so.
They are qualified with the passport, right?
Yeah.
Because we lost 4 of them at the airport with the not proper passport. But maybe Corey, you can, I don't know if everybody knows, you can explain the differences between AAU concept, American Athletic Union clubs, how much would they cost, for instance, with that who is supporting the concept, if you have any sponsors, and then when the kids are playing for the school, if any money, any expenses for the family is involved or needed.
So with AAU guys, it is a business in the USA. So, for example, our guys here to play for Basket Point for the season, they play $1,030 USD for the season, which covers their uniforms. So they get jersey, they get shooting shirt, they get backpack, and then it also covers the practice facility because we do not have a gym, and this is how 99% of programs operate. You have to find gyms that you can rent, and so it covers the rental fee, the tournaments. Tournaments are expensive. You're probably paying anywhere from $260 to $640 for a tournament. And then that depends on the level of the tournament. You have some Phenom, big shots. You have Bond, you got Carolina Stars. So it just depends on the tournament. But it is a business. For example, if you're 9th grade guys here, Basket Point, Frýdek-Místek, or Japan, they would have to pay a considerable amount to play basketball in the USA.
And parents are taking them to games.
And the parents take them to the game, and I don't know what it would cost for a parent to pay here to see a game in Frýdek, but in the USA, one parent must be prepared to pay $25, and if it's a high-level tournament, maybe like a Big Shots, it will probably be $40 per person. Sometimes for a 2-day weekend, it might be $50, and that's just one parent. So and the parents takes them to the games. They get hotels. So it's a business. It's a big business. It's expensive. So
This is why we have this fancy cars and other
I wish.
But what about the public high school?
So for public high schools, there is a fee. There's a $45 fee for each student, and this is capped at $45. However, you can get it waived. If you fill a form out, you'll get it waived, and the state will subsidize it.
For a season.
For the whole season. And you for transportation, you have the option to drive on the school bus. Each school has their own bus for transportation, or you can drive by yourself to the games. So for our guys, we always go on the T bus, and we ride that way. It's just better for us. Uniforms are provided for the guys in high school. Shoes, we have a package where they will purchase their shoes or gear if they want. It's up to them. It's not mandatory. It's optional. It's optional.
Private schools?
And with private schools, for example, we have Greensboro Day, which is a really, really nationally famous private school. Players to attend Greensboro Day for the season, it's $27,000 per year. I don't know how much that is in Czech, but for one year it's $27,000.
600 000 korun, Benjamin a Max na té škole studovali a hráli. A teď řeknu česky, jednoduchý. Jeden zážitek, Benjamin tam přivezl nové boty basketbalové, Under Armour, které byly fakt moc pěkné. A myslím si, že trenér, oni mají velmi slavného kouče, ten pán se jmenuje Freddy Johnson, jede 48. sezónu na Greensboro Day School. Hráči z Ameriky, kteří tady přicházejí do Česka, znají tu školu. S tím měl Benjamin užil na nějaké zážitky a ten tehdy Freddy Johnson, který mě přišel, říkal, to tady nemůžeš nosit. Máš pěkné boty. To tady nemůžeš nosit. Under Armour. Musí si koupit, co máme my v našem školním obchodě, karede jako Nike, černo, bílé, tečka. Vůbec se nediskutovalo o tom, v čem budou hrát. O tom rozhodoval trenér, budu měl bílé boty, černobílé boty, o to rozhodoval. Na té škole se platilo v podstatě 600 000 korun za školní rok, přičemž se ještě vytráceli další prachy za bez ubytování, bez stravy, bez všechny další věci.
Does that cover everything? Okay. All right. So what I'll do is I'll go over some defensive principles that we do. And all right, guys. So for me, I love defense. I'm a defensive-minded guy. Our teams in the past haven't really been. We just haven't had high-caliber talent players, but we always find a way defensively to help to offset this. So our defensive principles are more all five team-oriented. So I'll go through real quick, try to be as detailed as possible with the time I have on how we play defense and how we try to guard guys and our principles. Hopefully you can take something from that. We take a lot of charges. We take the most charges. Every year in our league, high school, we not even close. We take the most charges. And it's the way we build our offense and gear it to help. All right? So some games we might take 7, 8 charges consistently. All right? So I'll go through some concepts real quick, and I'll show you what we do. All right. So let me get some of these guys who know our defense. Come on out real quick. And then let me get on defense. Come on, Ed, come on, DJ. All right. Let me get 5 on defense, 5 on offense, real quick. Hey, we got to be on the hot though. 5 on defense, 5 on offense. You on offense, Cam. Go on defense. Go to the corner. Come here. Back. Cam, you on defense right here. All right, real quick, guys. So we play the gap. We play gap. All right, we're high in the gap. We don't deny. We play high in the gap. All right. Reason why we play high in the gap is in high school, based on their experience, they're just not. We feel experienced enough to play this way in the gap. All right, we like to sit high in the gap here, where we can see man see ball. All right. Another thing why we play high in the gap is if he has the ball and we're high in the gap here, right, and he starts to go backdoor, we can just drop. We can just drop. Go back. So you're gonna take my spot. Okay. All right. So we sit high in the gap so we can see both. All right. So that's one key thing for us on how we play our defense. All right. Another key thing that we do. So if the ball goes. All right. So what we also do as well is we give things names. All right. And the names that we give it is to try to paint a picture. All right. So they can make the connection. So like ball's here. All right. So now we got guys in the gap. All right. So for us, we split the court. The middle, down the middle, we call that the pipe. We call that the pipe, like a straight line. All right, here, and then we have our help here, and we call this guy. He's going to be our charge guy. All right. So for example, if he penetrates, we don't ever sell out. We don't do this. All right. We say snake, like how a snake is. So we'll snake and recover, and we'll stay home on this. And then our defense becomes a 4-man shell. All right. So because it becomes a 4-man shell, this guy that's on help, now he's our charge guy. We call him the charger, right? So he knows he's got to take the charge on this guy coming, right? And because this is our pipe, right? This guy is our cover down guy. So when he stays home right here and he comes, all right, stop right here. His job is to make sure he takes this pass, all right, back out. So he's getting this deal. So he's our charge guy. This guy right here, we call him the splitter, all right? And it should make sense because he's splitting the difference between these guys. Alright, so he's going to drop, and he's going to anticipate that pass over the top. So if the pass goes here, here, or here, he's the one that's going to go cover, and these two guys will get kicked out. Does that make sense? Alright, so we try to label things so they can understand it. And for us, we take a lot of charges, and we get a lot of steals because we build it with 5. Alright, go back, reset. Go on the opposite side. Yeah, both of y'all. All right. So the way we close out on defense, right? He's got the ball. When we close out, we want to close out, long close out. So we want to break down. We say about 3/4 of the way, right? And when we close out, we want our right foot, right? So the foot that's closest to half court. We want to get it at least right here, right? Between this foot, we want to be on the outside of this foot. So, for us, our defense, we don't want the ball to get in the middle. We want to get the ball that way, right? So if he penetrates this way, he's going to have to go this way, right? But if we close out this way, with this foot in here, he can then get in here, which is what we don't want, because then we don't know who to help. All right? So it's important how we close out, and we call the drive to the inside, we call it a gut drive, right? That'll kill us. That'll hurt us, right? But if he drives up here, we're good. It's not going to hurt us. All right? Does that make sense? And then for us, our players know the best thing for us on defense is if we do not have to rotate at all. So if this guy can come here and control this, so if he penetrates, hold up, when he penetrates, this guy on the ball, the main thing that we want for this guy to be able to do is to push him here to this corner, right? We don't want him turning to go here, right? Because if I can handle this guy, and keep him by myself, we do not have to rotate, and our defense is perfect. We're really good. All right? So we try to win. We call this the winning step, right? So when he starts to drive, my job is to go here, slide, and try to get here before he gets here. That way, it's charge, out of bounds, or he's got to dribble back out. All right? So hopefully that makes sense. So those are some of the things that's important for us in our defensive concept. All right? Another thing that's important for us, it's not every time that he can drive and I can slide, right? If I'm on the ball and I get beat, I must turn. I get beat, I must turn. We try to run this way, and then we try to drop back in, right? Because we don't ever want him to be able to split. So when the help comes, right, we drive, we go, come on, all right? My job is to body up. We say body up, body on him, and run him into the charge, all right? So those are some of the things that we do, all right? So guys, real quick, just swing it, hold it for a second, swing it, hold it for a second. Let's see how you get to the help. All right, get to the gap, behind the gap. Be loud, have some energy, butt down. All right. So what we normally will do is we'll do this, we'll build up to it, we'll do some breakdowns, we'll build up. I'm just giving you the quick version. All right, ball here. All right, so in this case, again, because we don't ever know what the sets are going to be offensively, what triggers you're going to use, so we can leave this guy here in the corner, all right, and you will see when we leave this guy in the corner and he drives, and we go to trap, and he goes to cover down, he goes to split, you can see how it develops. All right, so you'll just snake and recover, and you'll just go, I don't know, 50, 60%. Yeah, and run with him into the trap, into the charge. All right, and then my man will take charge. Go. Good. All right. So he comes over, he takes the charge, he covers down, he splits. All right. All right. Guys, do you have any questions for me on that? How we do it? Marek?
If you are doing it, do you give it to the live game?
Yeah.
Or you are drilling big ones, or you can give some, I don't know, 5-on-4. Are you doing it?
Say it one more time.
If you are doing, I don't know, focusing on defense, some rotation on the weak side, split, etc. Do you using, I don't know, for example, 5-on-4, or do you have
So we do it 4-man shell. So you two step off. All right. So for us, in practice, when we do this, we go high slots. So we go for the slots here. We start in the high slots. So one guy right here in the high slot. One guy free throw line extended. High slot. All right. So right here, and then come on, Isaiah, step off. You step off. Come around here. All right. All right. And then, so you guys guard. All right, so be in the gap. Where's the ball? Ball. All right, so match up based on where the ball is. So this is how we will do it usually in practice. We'll go with 4 players, all right? And then this is how we'll drill it. So if we go to the wing, Cam, center line, penetrate to the corner, Andreas coming down. Alright, and now he'll drop back in the slot, in the split section. Alright, so that's usually how we do it in practice, 4-man shell. Alright, and we'll build up. So we'll add movement, we'll add pass, screen away. We gotta open up or we gotta follow.
After that, he gives a pass and they play live.
So this is how we know when I'm on. We usually go on the baseline. Put a
So can you show it in the game? Let them play or show the
Yeah. Okay, guys. So I'm on the baseline. When my hand goes up, that's when we go live. So they won't know. Defense won't know until my hand goes up. So guys, we're gonna go live. Tell them. So when the ball goes to the side, that's when it goes live. All right. And when I put my hand up. So if it goes to the side and I don't put my hand up, they just keep swinging. But when it goes to the side and I put my hand up, then it's live. All right. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Alright, so right here, Prawley, right? Go back, set it back right here. So go there and stop, right? You cover down the drive. So he stayed here, alright? He can't do that, alright? He's got to drop back here. He's got to drop back here because he's going to have to get 1, 2, or 3. So as soon as that ball, if the ball goes here, he's got to go here to close. All right, this guy, nope. All right, this guy's already in the help, and everybody's sprinting out. All right, to build back out. For us, for our defense, if there's a rotation that occurs, right, now our job, our sole focus is trying to get the offense back under control. So, because it's a scramble, because we have to rotate, we have to help. So it's now we're trying to get under control again. All right. So let's do it again, guys. Wake up. Stop. Yeah. Keep swinging. Come on. Alright, so one of the things we tell our guys, what we do is you have to do your job early, right? So, for example, let's go back to the corner, right? When the drive starts to happen, because we're influencing the drive to the baseline, and when it starts to happen, right? When the help goes, the guy that's covering down, he cannot wait for his help to go help, right? He cannot wait for the help to go help. He's got to go, right? So that means, go back to the wing. Come on. Yeah. All right. So when this drive starts to happen, right? And he goes, he's got to go. He cannot wait for this guy to go. He's got to go and take it away. Same thing with this guy. He's got to go and take it away. So we say do your work early. And if everyone does their work early, then we'll probably have a good chance at success. All right? You can't delay. You can't hesitate. When you cover down the pipe, you have to expect that you're going to get this ball. He's going to pass it to you. You cannot go thinking maybe he will, maybe he won't. No. You're going with the expectation that he will pass this ball. And you'll get it and you'll go. All right? So you have to be ready. You have to anticipate and be ready. All right? Got it? Good? All right. Do it once more. Do it once more. No, you got to cover all the way down and take it to the baseline. Okay. Okay. All right. So another drill that we do to build up to this that everyone probably should know is our zigzag drill. All right. So when he's got the ball, for us in the USA, virtually every gym has a volleyball court for us. So we like to use the volleyball lines for the purpose of this drill, all right? And Andres, you know it, right? So take it and we'll zigzag. You go on offense, I go on defense. So we will zigzag to half court. And when we get to half court, then we play live. It'll be full tilt. Again, we want to try to keep the ball on one side, so we don't want him to just penetrate to the middle. All right. And some of the things that we teach our guys, all right, is when I go to guard here, right, I want my head on the ball here. All right. So when he, all right, so he's gonna go to the volleyball line. Again, same concept. I want to win the step. All right. So here he slides, and I go here. I want to stay low, and I want to body up, right, and show him. And then he goes, and I want to slide again. I want to win this step because if he goes here, he's out of bounds. So that's the idea. So you always want to win on the defensive end. You want to win the offense to the step, to where he wants to get to. All right. And the job that we try to do is turn him so he's got to go here. He's got to go here, here. And we really try to work offense, defense in this front back court until we get to the front court, and it's then full. All right. So Zach and Andres, demonstrate. So make sure you're turning him, bodying up. Good. Good. Benji, sit down, Zach. Good. Sit down. Good. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Good. Now it's live. Good. Woo. Yeah. Good. All right. So we try to work this. Usually we'll go 2 or 3 times each players. If you lose, you get on the line and you run. All right. So we try to make it competitive. We always try to put something on the line because everything is about competition. So we try to do it that way. All right. Any questions for me? So okay. Come on. Oh. So we want to have a lead hand and a trail hand. All right. So here we want to be here, right? And then I can be physical, dropping in, go. All right. I'm gonna body up because we're allowed. All right. But you want to be down, trail hand, boom, slide here. All right. Another thing we do for a build-up drill, again, with defense in mind, we'll do our defensive slide. We'll go step, slide, and then we'll drop, and then we'll go. All right. So what we try to work on. Yeah. You're allowed to do this. So, and we say body up, so you're strong. Yeah. If you do it quickly and then hands off, you're good. Yeah. Any questions?
Do you think any transition stuff? Some kind of drill or something like that for a game in transition?
Yeah, we can. You want to?
Yeah.
Okay. Thought I was doing defense.
Transition defense.
All right.
Or maybe you can show how you guarding the screens.
Okay. So usually we switch a lot. We switch out on the screens, and are you okay with switching? Okay. All right. Let's talk about switching, guys. So offense here. All right, so come on. All right, so normally, because of the size of our team, especially this season, we went the whole season, we did not have a big guy. So we were all alike, really. we like to switch because it interrupts the timing of the other team, and it's been good for us. All right. So we like to jump switch, and we like to jam. All right. So, for example, let's say Anthony's going to set the screen here. I'll take you for a second. All right. So when Anthony goes to set the screen, I'm going to call switch, but I'm going to jump on the switch. All right. Come on back. Andres guard it. All right. What's important on the switch is, I don't know, well, these are parquet floors, but we try to say be on the same board. And the reason why we try to do that is so it'll be difficult for the ball handler to split the screen. All right. So for example, if he goes to screen, right, and I'm delayed or if I'm late, he can just split the screen. All right, come on back. All right. But if he goes to screen and I'm here on time, then I can be on it, right? Here, go screen now. Cam, you guard him now. All right. So here, when he's on ball, Andres is on ball. All right. When this guy that's on ball gets screened, so he gets screened, his job is to make sure that this guy doesn't pin him and roll down on him, right? So when he switches, I'll take your place for a second. All right. So I'm on ball, guarding ball, screen comes, and we know we're switching, right? So I'm gonna jam him because I don't want him to screen and then pin me down. All right. So when we switch, we have to jam, keep him up. Come on. Switch, right? And then he's going, and I'm still in the help. All right.
You have trouble that they go underneath instead of staying in front of them?
Well, the thing is, if we don't, so if come on, all right? If he screens me and he uses this, I'm finished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you go with them, so you have trouble going the whole way.
So for us, so we have some options. We call it black and we call it red. All right. Maybe give it too much. So our black is the guys know. Our players, they know. If we say black, we know it's usually on the exterior, right? But if we go red, we already know we're at a disadvantage. So when it happens that we're going to get trapped, buried or screened down, rolled on, we know we have help coming. All right. So, which is what let me talk about that a little bit. All right. So let's talk about red inside real quick for when we get pinned. All right. So let me get one guy, one offense, one defense on the inside. One guy on the wing. Alright. So these are the scenarios where we practice it because we're small, right? So we know we have red or we have black. Alright? And so if it's red, we know this guy that's on ball, right? If the ball goes in, automatic, he goes. Alright, come on. And automatic, this guy is taking away this pass back out. Alright? And then he's playing here. And so we always want to take the one pass away. We say one pass away. Alright? So if it's one pass from the ball, we want to take it away. If they're going to make a pass, it's going to be a skip pass. But it's not going to be one pass away. Alright? This is how we offset that. Alright? So we'll do it on the post or we'll do it outside. We also have blue. Can't give you everything. We got blue. So we know blue, instead of coming from this side to trap, so ball goes here. Alright? Where you at? Where's you got? So we know when we say blue, ball goes here. Alright? This guy's gonna build a wall and we're gonna come from the weak side on blue. So this guy right here, he's already in the help, and the ball goes, we go blue, and then he'll come, and this. So we'll give different looks to teams to throw them off. All right, and then we do black, but we have some hooks to black to where they'll know where we want to trap. So you might hear us say black, and we might say something else and black, and you may think it's only corners, but it may be somewhere else. So we have ways to offset. Yeah. So that's how we'll counter that. So once we recognize, hey, or we go into the game with the plan knowing they're much bigger, then that's how we'll play. And so it helps us to slow teams down and offset our size. We just haven't had many bigs.
Of both, are you switching to two or are you chasing?
We'll switch everything. Yeah, we'll switch everything and stay home and make it almost like a matchup zone. We find it's good for us because the teams, their rhythm, their timing, it really messes with their timing. All right. And another thing too, in high school we have limited time, not like club. So with ball screens, you can do many things. You can go under, you can hard edge, you can soft edge, you can control, you can ice it. But in high school, with the time we have to practice and the rules for us, we have to figure out a package that we can get the most in and be effective. If we were in college, we could do several different coverages for screens. But in high school, it's limited. And again, going back to our how we play in the gap versus the 9, we just take away a lot of the variables for the guys, make it effective but simple. All right. Anything else? You like I'm in the classroom? I like it. Good. All right. All right, guys. If you got no questions for me, then we're good. I think that's good. All right.
I will do it. Vždycky citoval Petra Krautwalda, který je sport director, sportovní ředitel akademie v Chemnitzu for how many years? 1 year. Okay, so. Nově sportovním ředitelem v Chemnitzu a dneska budeme mluvit o nějakých vstupech about triggers in the offense and their offensive system. Right? You will translate it?
So I introduce myself and then I introduce the organization a little bit. I'm Peter, I'm 49 years old. I'm working 30 years as coach on all levels, pro level, second division in Germany for a long time, and also a lot of youth level, also coaching all-star teams. And yeah, now I'm at the Niners organization. We have some old friends meeting, working for Niners in the past. We have first league club with the academy part underneath. So our first league playing in the top 10 for the last 5 years in Germany. We have an academy with the sports school part, so that means kids can join our school. We have a boarding school where they can live if they're not from Chemnitz, and they can practice in the morning for 2 hours. Players, they have a national team status. They can have every day 2 hours extra practice in the morning and at night. And yeah, so we almost 1,000 members in the club. We're starting in kindergarten with the little ones with between 3 and 6 years, and we're ending with the youth Bundesliga. So the system in Germany is we have the men's leagues, first, second, and third league, and we have youth Bundesliga, which means it's kind of a super league. I think you have in Czech, right? And we have under 19 and under 16. Both of them, so we're almost playing under the best 25 teams in the nation. Yeah, that's our organization. We work with, there's a rule in the first league in Germany that you have to have full paid coaches also in the youth. So every first league club has to pay at least 5 coaches for the youth program, and you have to, so we have to do it. It's not maybe. It's, they check it, and if you don't get a license for first league. So that 2 things brings Germany to top level. First, I think we have to have full paid coaches on the youth level, which is a big difference to the past. 20 years ago, you not even think about have youth coaches full paid. So there was no goal for young coaches to have a profession where you make your full money out of it. And it was a hard time for us. Now it is different. And the second thing is that we have under 16 and under 19 Bundesliga, that the top talents can compete on that level and not staying too long to playing with the average talent guys. And so it's both of them make us developing players. They're now able to be a world champion and European champion, which was not even thinkable 15 years ago. Nobody talking about German basketball. So that's the introduction.
Peter, can you, how many professional coaches do you have? I know the minimum is 5, so you have 5 or you have more?
We have 7, but without the first league coaches.
Yeah, so only
It's only youth. Yeah.
And the strength and conditioning coach, do you have a full time? Or
yeah, we have 1.5 athletic coach, and we have almost between 6 and 7 youth coaches. So every coach has one area. So we have a under 19 head coach, we have a under 16 head coach, we have under 14, under 13, under 12, and under 11 and under 10 head coach and sports director. The reason that I talked to Marek about the dominoes and triggers was that if you're working on the pro level, you always have the situations that all the coaches having a playbook and they set offenses. But we always have that problem that the players don't read the situations in the right way. So we have great plays, the players getting open at the right time, but they don't get the ball, or they're not able to shoot, or they playing a handoff or a ball screen and they're not able to read it the right way. And we really have a really hard time to recruit players, and everybody knows who working on the pro level, it costs a lot of time and money to find the right players for your organization. So what we do at that time was to think about, okay, what our players need to come at the end when they're under 20 to read the situation well and find the right solutions in any system. Anyway, they make it to the NBA, or they maybe just doing it on the first league in Germany, or they're just playing some pitches to beat your man one-on-one. I think you saw the US guys playing, and I think their main advantage is they beating your man one-on-one. So as better you are in situations like that, as easier you will go your way to the top. So our goal is, even as younger they are, as less technical helps we will give them in terms of having plays or scripted offenses. So the main thing is to read the situation and have the technical ability to find solutions out of that situation. I'm starting a little bit how the system starts. So we call it dominoes. It's a little bit connected with the things Marek talking about yesterday. So we want the moment to create an advantage, created to transition. So the main thing is, that's why it started with transition and rebounding, to create a domino. We have some rules. You heard that already yesterday. So it's 0-second decisions. So we want players to get the ball and making a decision. It can be wrong, it can be good, but they have to make a decision. So we have to help them to do it fast. We played yesterday the Japanese team, and we're not able to catch up with that speed to making quick decisions. So sometimes you see what is the limit of that concept, but the goal is to learn it, even to do it under pressure, and even to do it with high speed. Second rule is one can guard two. So we always try to create situations in transition where we're attacking gaps, and where we have the situation that we have some rules, push, pull, drift, wheel, we can get that through. But the main thing is we will try to beat our man one-on-one, or attacking the gap, that one defender have to guard two offenders, and that means we will have an advantage, we just have to find it. And the last thing, is this. So if you looking at modern basketball, mid-range is not the main goal, so it's one of the worst shots you can get. So our goal is always done. The mid-range is lava, so after drive and kick, we try that our players cut and sprint as fast as possible behind the three-point line, or to the weak side, to not pack the lane and the lava land, to closing gaps for attacking them. So it's a main thing, even to learn in under 10 and under 12, that they understand. Okay, you can see that if you're watching your games, a lot of players liking to stay just around in that area and pack the way to the basket, which means there'll be less one-on-one situations and not so much space and easy. We saw Corey talking about the help defense. It is much easier to help out of situations if they stay closer instead of they spread out. And it is a hard concept to learn if you're not used to do it, to have good spacing on the floor. Talking a little bit, we start also in under 10 to teaching the kids what kind of shot spectrum they have. and what kind of finishes we want to have. So we separate in gold, silver, and bronze medal finishes. So it's an easy system. Layups and free throws be gold. So all the time you get that, it will be extra points. Even in practice, you can make it a higher, more points if you finish with gold. Silver or spot up threes, it's out of penetration and kick out and extra passes. How we break that, and bronze be mid-range pull-ups, floaters, and off the dribble threes, which is a thing we can have, but it's not our favorite finishes we like to have. Okay, before we start, or we start here, we have a traffic light system. So it's green, yellow, and red. We're not talking about red. That's the set offense I said before. So just for you as information, if there is no option to be in transition or to go into triggers or after dead ball situations, we are in red. So, and for that we start in under 16, maybe under 15. We have some half-court sets. It's a combination of triggers. As older they are, as more complicated they are, but at the end it's up to the level what the players can handle. So we don't want them to be in too complicated situations where they have too many options what they not even can see. And we have, most of the time we have some sideline out of bounds and baseline out of bounds. So like I said, we're not starting that before under 15. Let's say before, we like to have play more open and be in green and yellow, because we believe that the most of the points you see, we have some coaches, they track that, and more than 50% of the points you score are out of this, be close to 75% on under 14. So, but we as coaches like to talk more about things we can control, and so we also spend too much practice time in this instead of this, and it is an easy thing you can make by yourself. So we're talking about practice planning. So it's not just planning, it's also that you after practice or after a long period you can track the numbers of hours you spend for which topic, and most of the time for this it is just used by less time than this, because we as coaches like to do this, because this we can control. We draw on the board and we move players around, but we have to understand it is not a game of coaches, it's a game of the players, and they have to play. So that's what they like, and the best motivation is to have fun to play, and it's not fun to learn the next system of your head coach. It might be seems to be nice, but at the end, for developing players, I think it's the wrong way. The start of transition for us is outlet and rebounding. I think it is really important, even on the lower level, to praise the importance of rebounding. I think rebounding is one of the keys to get a good transition offense. If you bad in rebounding, if you're bad in inbounding the ball, you will always have ending in 5-5 or 4-4 situations. In Germany, in under 12, we play 4-4. You have more open gaps to playing one-on-one. So at the end, we're not talking about that today, but one of the main things is rebounding and inbounding the ball, and organizing also to bring the ball up, how you do that. So everybody talking about finishes, we too, we talk about gold, silver and bronze, but at the end, if you're starting the fast break, it is a real big thing to talk about how we rebound and how we start our offense. So the basic rule is always, if a player is in front of you, you always have to pass the ball, because we have We want that everybody enjoy playing basketball, so that means if you run, if you ready to score, if you give your best in running the lane, you have to get the ball. So this is the main thing, so not that every player at the end comes home and what do you tell your parents? So the first question will be, do you win the game? And the second question will be, do you score? And this thing is an easy thing even for weaker players, and I come to that, also for the tall kids. It is really hard for them to playing 5-on-5 offense and have easy scores, and that means again for motivation. It is really hard for them if you're running 5 times up and down the floor and the guard's shooting the ball, you will be tired to do that. And at the end, all of us knowing, okay, the 1-meter-20 guys, they will not make it to the first league. So we know that the big kids being the potential for us to making it to the top. So that's how you know Franz Wagner or Moritz Wagner or Dirk Nowitzki. So the way we can make them happy is to give them the ball in situations where they can easily score. And it means again, we have to run transition and we have to teach them, even if you're tall and maybe you cannot run that fast, but if you run the right way, we will talk about that, you will get the ball and you will have a situation where you can start going one-on-one. But that's our responsibility as coaches to identify players or give them the chance when they can get the ball and not let it run randomly, because like I said, players they good with 12 or 13 that be not maybe the best players with under 20. So the goal is always to identify different players. They need situations to get the ball. So I'm talking a little bit about the leg-free reaction, and the rebounder in our system is always allowed to dribble the ball. So when we have a rebound and he has a chance to make 1, 2, 3 dribbles, and he have open floor, if nobody is open in front, he can dribble the ball also, and we want him to dribble the ball to beat the defense or to have easy passes ahead. I talked already about that. Whenever we have a chance to pass the ball, high outlets and kick aheads, always a chance. Yes, it's sometimes producing turnovers, but it's the way they should do that. I talk a little bit about the court we're running. So this green area is always reserved for 2 reasons. One, for the guy with the ball. He can be in that green area. And the second thing, it's for the big kids to being a trailer. So the goal is always to have the ball here or here and keep that green lane open. Again, it is the easiest way for big kids to run straight in the middle and get the ball there. And it is always easy to feed them the ball in the middle, and they can maybe do 1 or 2 dribbles and have an easy finish if they're able to go to the basket. So we always try to do that. So we recruit kids. They're big, they're tall, they can run, but we have to teach the small ones. If you can't go one-on-one, you have to open up the middle and give it to one of the big kids, because maybe at the start you have the advantage, you may be faster. If not, they have to get the ball early in the offense and try to play one-on-one. Okay, we talk a little bit about the triggers. If we can't get any situation out of transition, we call it triggers to create that domino. That means we're not good enough in one-on-one, or we not have the situation to go one-on-one, and that means we have different situations, We talk about today about the get situation, the turtle and mouse situation, and later in over under 16 we're talking about picks, what we can, or screens we can use as ball screens. The other ones are sometimes important, but not today. It's always up to logical solutions. So for us, it is really important how we arrive on the other side. And now we can talk a little bit, and I can show you on the floor what the logical solutions are. So we have 4 different situations. We have 4 out with the empty corner. So we have the ball on the side, and we have the one guy who's running already to the basket, and we have a trailer, and we have the 2 other guards on the other side. Or we have a occupied corner, the ball on the side, and then we like to have him on the big man on the other side, and we have no really trailer in this situation. Or it's a little bit up to the players we have. We go 5 out, and we have the same situation, 5 out with the empty corner and 5 out with the occupied corner. We will talk about those situations, what are the logical triggers we use, and how we practice that at the end. I need 5 guys, and having the first situation.
And the younger one? Or
the younger one.
The younger one.
Yeah.
So under will you still using the presentation, or?
Yes, because...
So you will show, and then
yeah.
But we can maybe move it.
No, it's okay there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Looking. Yeah. Looking, so Yep.
Okay, first, first situation we can talk about is we have the one on one side, the corner is empty. We have the 5-man on the ball side, and we have the other player here in the middle. Okay, if we have that situation and we have no chance to go one-on-one and beat our man one-on-one, we like to have early triggers. So the first trigger is, we talk about the turtle and mouse thing. It's a saying we have at home, but we can call it, it's at the end, it's a mismatch call. So whenever you have a chance to feed this kid inside, we like to do it as early as possible, because it's so hard if you have help defense. Corey showed it, and all players, even when they're young, they understand really quick. Okay, if the 2-meter guy is staying in the middle here and asking for the ball, everybody will collapse and try to take that pass away, which occurs in situations that the small guys running the show. So the main thing is, first, this guy have to look inside and know, okay, you have to maybe try to find him, and we have to teach. You have to teach this kid that it's running in here and trying to get the ball, not just running to a certain spot. The goal is always to try to give him the ball. So whenever we have a chance to pass the ball in, pass the ball. We like to do that, and after that we want him to finish, or we have follow action. So you can decide it as coaches. You can cut right away. We have We're teaching always weak side exchange. Then we have no organized help. So right now we're just doing one thing. You has the ball, your name? Has the ball. You're running inside, getting the ball, exchange, and cut.
Okay. Bude to ukázat.
So we are arriving. Okay. And you saw it already. It is not, and maybe it's a European thing. In the US, you will not see that often. The kids more, okay, I score immediately, but he never had an idea to finish. He has the ball, I said, one time, and we don't know us, okay, you cut him, and his option was not to turn around and score. His option was he's getting the ball and trying to pass it to somebody. So again, please ask your big players, if they get the ball, you try to score. Cut. Okay. If the defense collapsing, of course he has to learn to pass it out. But first, before you learn things like that, you have to learn to attack, and it has to be a mindset. Technical is one thing. It is an important thing to teach maybe 20 minutes in every practice how to finish out of that situations. But the main thing is, if you think and you're getting the ball there, try to score. Second thing, if I can pass him the ball here, we try to give it to the middle. And if you have a chance, it's also on pro level, important thing, we try to play high-low. So that means again, he can't get the ball here because I'm hanging around here and pushing him out, or he feels not comfortable to pass the ball. So he's trying to go in, and you're playing 2 on 2. Pass the ball. Pass here. So we always trying to having the ball in the middle, and he has 2 chances. He can pass the ball in, or he can go 1-on-1 by himself. So actually, this is the second. This is number 4 maybe if you have positions. This is number 5. This is number 4. And you have the same situation. Now you have early in your offense, the 2 biggest kids has the ball in their hands and can create something. So everybody of us loving players, they be 210 and can playing 1-on-1 and passing the ball. But for that we have to work as coaches. So the main thing is give him the ball. He can pass, he can drive. We have maybe automatic in these situations. So this is what we do on under 12 and under 13 level. That we try to have our big kids. We try to find them. If we find them in Chemnitz or around Chemnitz, we will try to give them early the ball that they can score. 3 weeks ago, I think we was here with under 12. So it was our goal to find our 2 biggest big players, and I think we're successful with that. And of course it is never easy to find them, recruiting them in your city, but it is we are basketball players, so size matters. 1 minute. Stay. And third thing, so we don't try to do it too early, but so at the end it goes this, or we swing it to the other side. If those 2 guys changing, we can swing it also to them, then we have a 1-on-1 situation or extra pass situation out of that. Back to you. And we like to have called get action. It's I don't know how everybody knows what I mean with get action. Yeah. So the goal for us is to teach that not that early, because players always like to run that more than the things I'm talking before. So if we pass the ball there, we have two chances. We can go that way. So you pass, if you see a chance, you have different solutions. So the first solution is, he comes running. I try to take that away, and he uses a backdoor cut to get the ball. So again, the foreman can pass it, or swing it to the other side. The second solution is, he runs here, get the ball, and we have a pitch and slide inside, so we can attacking and find him. Then you drop up in the corner. Back. And last thing is, no, two more things. Last thing is, I can't get the ball, so I twist and go down here. So I can again try to use him, ball play to the other side. And the fourth thing is, I can keep it on the top. So you're running, don't get the ball. And the big man, you saw it yesterday, probably the game a couple times. Number 12 from us, do that a couple times. You keep it and try to go 1-1. So we always do that, not too early, like I said, because players are already talking about 4 or 5 situations we have, and players really hard to read that. So we go step by step. So we're teaching first the big man thing. The second thing is, if we can get it, pass it to the middle, go high-low. If that can't work, okay, we try to do get action as soon as possible and as fast as possible, but sometimes, not sometimes, we start to just give them 1 or 2 solutions, and if they're doing it good, we take the third one. If they're doing it good, we give the fourth one, and so on. Any questions? Okay. Second situation. You have the 5-man inside and occupied corner. So we need you back on this side. And the ball is here. Okay. The big man now is on the opposite side. So whenever we arrive like that, it is important if I see there's already a kid in the corner, okay, I drop to the weak side. Now I have the situation, I can go 1-on-1 with the big man automatic. So I can go 1-on-1, he can go to the dunker spot, he get the ball. If he goes to the middle, you can go here and drop it like that. First solution. Second, okay, we like to play kind of get action or handoff on the ball side. So every time I see, okay, I can't go 1-on-1 because they stop me. Okay, I can break out and just go with that guy in the corner. And we have the same situation like we talked before. He comes here, goes automatic, on the weak side always, we split. Yeah, okay, we run it, just, you can decide whatever you want. You can go 1-on-1, you can go handoff. Let's go. Exchange. Okay, and you can start teaching that. So we have now defender there. What defender there? You two defending on this side? No, 3-3.
Okay.
The younger ones.
Pojďme bokem. No, půjde start a jdeme červený bokem. červení spolu. A obyčná má právě ale jeden rovinový a jeden na sebou.
Okay, you can start, if you practice with the entry drill, how you open your transition, you run, and now you have always this situation. You check in the ball here, and you go immediately. The goal is 1-on-1. If you beat your man, automatic. If you can't beat your man, go ahead, dribble a handoff with the corner guy. Let's go. Okay, stop it. Okay, now you can start involving the shot clock, that they have to make quick decisions, because we're coming back to the domino rules, 0-second decisions. You want them to go fast, and you can start, okay, we have that thing here now, so we can start at mid-court, that you get a little bit more speed into the game. And we can, okay, now you don't see it. Now we can go start blind handoff, that's how we do it. Behind. We just hand him the ball, then we can try to catch him. You have to try to help. We have a situation.
Offensive player has the ball?
No, defensive player has the ball. Like, you give him the ball, and we now in this situation, okay? Come back.
Chápem? Šimi, chápem?
You can start. Okay, stop. So we do it again, and we say, okay, if we can't help from that guy in the corner, so you can show, but you can't stay with him. Okay? Short out and back. Let's go. Okay. So you can go now with shot clock, you can add some other things. That's how we teach that with the occupied corner. We're switching offense, defense one. Stop. Go get it. Have your hands ready to get the ball. Hands ready. Go. Okay, thank you. So you see, we get an early solution. We don't need any play or set offense for doing that. So we have some simple rules to create that, and sometimes we help them a little bit to have it a blind handoff here on midcourt, or how we do that, but at the end we get the thing we want. We have the big hit, the ball underneath the basket, and we have ball movement. And if you add, at the end we don't go too early in 5-on-5, we have exchange also on the other side. All the kids.
Yeah. 5 guys? Or maybe I have a question.
Yeah.
You solution, are you prefer fake handoff, or are you teaching the fake handoff?
Again, it's the same. I talked about the get action, so we go step by step. Of course, fakes in any ways be a good solution. So we teach that, but at the end, it is always a small way between faking your own offense out or faking the defense out. So we, whenever they have a chance to do that, we do that.
So 5 guys.
Yeah.
Okay, sedněte si, budeme 5 starší,
So we have 1, 5 in the middle. 4. No. Yeah. Okay, sometimes, even when we're slower, we're in that situation now, we have the 5 men here, and have no guy in the corner. So again, same rules. We can go one-on-one here out of that situation, but even with the older ones, you see that often on the pro level. Now it's called run-by screen or drag screen. So we have the guy on the side, and under 16 we start teaching that the big man just running to that side. He can use that, so it's not really a screen. So it's sometimes a hard teaching that he is patient enough, don't start too early, and that he has a chance to set kind of a screen, but it's kind of, okay, you just fake it, go here, and he's sprinting to the basket. So we always try to teach that out of that situations. On the other side, we can exchange, but the main focus is to get an early situation to go one-on-one and create something out of the dominoes. Can be one-on-one from you, can be an easy pass to the big man, and can be kick out to the other side. We go that once. So we are arriving like that. You can have, yeah. Okay. Second thing, we can go how we practice that. One defender there, and one defender there. Oh, that maybe. Okay. Okay. So we have same situation. How we try to do that? We start here. We just have a run-by screen, fake net, going, you attacking. So we now give no solution how to guard it. You just have to stay with your man, no switch. Okay? And if you can't find a solution by yourself or finding your big man, you have to kick it out to that side, and he have to find both of you.
He can score or?
No, he only can pass. Let's go. Go. Okay, stop. So we're too long to waiting to pass the ball to the other side. So it's if you watch Chemnitz games, the goal is it's up from the top to the bottom to have at least 1 or 2 passes and have quick decisions. So we don't want to hold the ball too long. If we have that situation, come back to that situation. Okay, stop. So out of this situation, I can see, do I have a chance to go? Okay, then I go. If not, I have to pass the ball to the next guy. And again, we want the big man to run in here, getting the ball and score. One more time. Thank you. Second thing. We have the same action, get action we're talking about before. So if we have that situation, we can pass it to the middle, so they have to communicate. If you're behind the ball, go to the back. So we have to communicate what we're doing. So it's not the coach who's calling the play, it's the player who said, okay, run by or drag if you want to screen, or get action if you want to have the ball. That means you have to talk to him, open up the green lane for the middle, and you can pass him the ball, or you can ask him for a screen. Both things. Let's go. 5. Get in front. Go, start again. Switch offense, defense. One more time and then switch offense, defense. Yeah. Offense, defense, switch.
Showtime.
Okay. Thank you.
They don't know.
Okay, just get through the options we have here, logical options. So again, we combine that now with the same things we're talking already about. That's why I shorted a little bit. So you can go one-on-one, dribble handoff, outside the corner. You can get action. We have exchange on the side. And we can use all this. So it's already a lot of stuff we can handle. So like I said, in under 16, actually it needs time. So we cut it really from under 12, under 13, under 14, under 15, under 16. So that's what we're talking now. Is the setting we have in under 16, maybe under 17, to use all of that. As earlier, you go through all options. As earlier, you have to understand it like mathematics. It's like you're having so many A, B, C, D, E, and it multiplicated the options you have. So as a player, if you want to get through it, it's kind of okay. And then you have defenders, they're doing crazy stuff. So yeah, we cut it down to 1 or 2 options. But right now, you can decide dribble handoff or get, and we have exchange on the other side. Let's go. Okay, one more time, you have to involve the big man. Anyway, you can go handoff, can get handoff there, and get there. You have to exchange on the other side. Let's see, let's go. Go, come up. Okay, and one solution, you run that, but you find the shot on the other side. Yeah. Okay, thank you. 1 minute. Any questions?
Keep the ball on the other side. Do you have any continuous, I know some rules. For example, I know we'll set the break screen.
Yeah.
You have a skip to the other side, to the second side. So only play one-on-one or handle, or you have some continuous?
Actually not. We like to have the same actions what we have on the ball side. We just have it on the other side, and we have the 2-pass rule. That means if you kick it once, actually we want to have a second pass right next to it, and not action occurs in penetration. Or okay, if you can shoot, you shoot. Shooting is always optional, so all players are allowed to shoot. But if you can't shoot, you have to pass it to the next person immediately. That you have more ball movement, and that more players have the ball in their hands. Come back to the start. If you be on the court for 5 minutes and never touching the ball, it's probably kind of boring to play basketball for you. So we do that, and if you see like we have this, passing the ball, so he can shoot, or he pass it to the next person, or dribble handoff with the next if it's not possible. Or we go pass, pass.
And you always slipping the screen here? You have it
On this action, yes. So you can, again, you saw it on the, what we have on the possible triggers, so you can extend it. You can go with, as more your players can learn, you can go Spain pick and roll, you can go pop out of this situation. So of course you can do all that, but again, you come back to the ABCD, so it's more options, and the question is, in the free system, how many players know what's going on? So if you pop in instead of slipping into the basket, it changes the situation for all the other guys on the other side. And again, we keep it small and then make it bigger, making it a little bit bigger, making it a little bit bigger. And if you see, sometimes it's different from group to group. We have groups like we have the under 12 team who winning the cycle. They are able to catch up early with some things when they're already playing for a long time. Sometimes you have really tall kids, which means you have to emphasize more things for the big kids. If you have a shorter team, it's maybe better to go more into the dribble handoff situations or the guard or screen situations. because it is really hard for a big kid. That's why we're not involving it too early to go into that screen and get actions, because yeah, one thing is it is now modern and everybody likes it, but if you're playing basketball, you know, if they're saying one guy and there be two defenders around him and they're running, it is really tough to protect the ball. It's really tough to turn around and making the right decision. So sometimes we believe it is easier to give him the ball in the middle, and the start is, okay, we just open up and let you play one-on-one, because this is the reason, or this is what we want you to do. Any questions? Then thank you for your attendance, and yeah, hopefully see you soon. You have the presentation, so you can send it to the coaches.
pěkně nejde. Ej, Lima. Ale všechny klíče upíte do kontů. A tady jsou ty rozlišováky a jde to jsou ty kamíku.